And it's a perfect opportunity to ask you this question. You have been very successful in those court cases you just talked about. What is the formula for success that
Okay,
the audience might learn from you right now?
right. Okay. So when we get a case early, and this is happening a lot now, where we get it on the day the allegations have been made, the
Right.
accusations have been made, or say within a week, or say before police get involved, we can then move really quickly. So the first thing to do is get legal representation. You cannot have an all-rounder in these cases. You need specialist advice. I use specialist solicitors, one particularly. It's done a lot of cases.
So the
And
False Memory Society would be able to pick these out the best, right?
yeah, we advise on your legal representation.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that's your first thing, because obviously, if there's a false memory type allegation, you don't benefit, or you're less able to defend yourself within the confines of the prison cell. So it's much better if you preserve your liberty. The second thing that we have to do is do a timeline of events.
Yes.
So
Timeline. Yes.
you're saying to me, right, I've remembered I was abused age 2. I will advise a person who's been accused of that abuse, right, let's go right back to when this person was born. Say we get an allegation which says the person was 7 or 8, where memories, the brain's sufficiently formed to remember things, but we need to go right over that whole period. Any events that have happened, bereavement comes up a lot, where people go for counselling after bereavement and then allegedly recover repressed memories. So we do that whole timeline of events. The third thing is people have got to be their own legal advisors. Okay, don't just leave it all in the hands of the solicitor or in the hands of me. Do your bit.
Yeah. Work
Okay, do
hard.
your
Yeah.
research. The BFMS has a very good website, has a very good legal section. Read all around it. You're the expert on your own life, on your own family. It's not me, it's not a solicitor. We weren't there. So do your own safeguarding and your own homework. What we also try to do is keep people going. It's a very lonely, dark place when you get accused. Some people have good support systems around them, some do not. I spoke to a gentleman yesterday who doesn't have a support system around him. And you've got to keep them going somehow. And sometimes that's by reading about other cases.
Yes.
A lot of people say, I've read your story, and in a weird sort of way, it keeps them going. But you have to team up with the people I work with. If we need to speak to each other on a Sunday with a solicitor on a Sunday evening, we will do. Home numbers, we have various ways of communicating. We'll take each other's calls because we know that we wouldn't be getting contact if it wasn't urgent. So you've got to act fast. Now, where you particularly need help is with the police station interview, because if that's a road crash, that is your death warrant. That is what's held against you. When you go to court, you're bound by what you say in the interview. So you need specialist advice and the different ways of conducting that police interview. And you need somebody to advise you on that. If that interview goes well, and the case we've been talking about, they obviously have gone well, then we get good results. The worst case scenario for me is where somebody contacts me a month before trial. They've given a police interview. They've used a duty solicitor. Now, I want to be clear here. Some of the duty solicitors are very good. I know people who specialize in this area who also work as a duty solicitor, but many of them are all-rounders. They may not be qualified.
They may not know the theory. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it goes wrong, then you then get a legal team who are non-specialists. They may not instruct or write barristers. They certainly won't instruct or even give thought to instructing a false memory expert to look at the case independently, analytically, critically, and evaluate the evidence. And then it's a road crash. Then anything can happen. It's one person's word against another. Some of these, let's go back a bit. So what you've got in a court is adversarial process. So you've got the prosecution with a complainant who is now called a victim, remarkably, when
Yeah.
you're not a victim until conviction, that's the law. But they're saying, you did this to me. And you've got an accused, a defendant saying it didn't happen. So there's no middle ground. And what we've got to do somehow is get the whole legal process to consider that there may be a third way. Some of these accusers may genuinely, sincerely believe that something's happened to them, but doesn't make it true. And the trouble is, and this is all of us, you find out all these things often when it's too late. Because of the website now, people are finding us much quicker.
Yes.
They're generally reporting really quickly. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ongoing cases as we speak. 1, 2, 3 of those will certainly go to police interview, in my opinion. But we've got a legal team on it already. They're all constructing their timelines. I speak to them regularly. They have my home number, a mobile number, the helpline number. So there's never going to be a block in communication. And you have to go the extra mile and you have to do it quickly.
Right.
If that's done, then the outcome legally can be good. It doesn't necessarily alter the family situation. Even if you're acquitted legally, exonerated legally, if a family member still believes you've done something to them,
right,
the family remains broken.